Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our channel. I'm Daniel, and I am so happy you are here with us today. Whether you are just starting your English journey or you want to boost your confidence, you are in the right place. By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to introduce yourself, navigate a supermarket, order your favorite coffee, and even describe how you're feeling to a doctor, all using simple, natural English.
Hi, Daniel. Hi, everyone. I'm Emma, and I'm ready to learn. To be honest, I still feel a little nervous when I have to speak English in real life.
That is completely normal, Emma. Remember, we are moving step by step. Today, we aren't using textbooks, we're just having a conversation. Ready to get started?
Let's do it.
Great. Let's start with the basics, introductions. Emma, if we just met at a party, what would you say?
I would say, hello, I am Emma. My name's Emma. Is that right?
Perfect. In a casual conversation, we often use contractions to sound more natural. Instead of I am, we say I'm. Instead of my name is, we say my name's. Try it.
Okay. Hi, I'm Emma. My name's Emma. That feels faster.
It is, and I would respond, nice to meet you, Emma. Now, viewers, why don't you try? Say your name out loud using I'm. I'll wait. Great job.
Daniel, I have a question. When I talk about my day, I always get confused, like I work or he work.
Ah, the famous S trap. This is a very common mistake. When you talk about yourself, you say, I work. But when you talk about another person, like he, she, or it, you must add an S to the verb. So he works or she works.
Oh, so I eat lunch, but he eats lunch.
Exactly. Let's practice. Say this after me. I answer emails.
I answer emails.
Now talk about me.
He answers calls. Did I get the S?
You did. You sounded excellent. Viewers, your turn. Say she drinks coffee. Excellent. Emma, speaking of coffee, I remember you had a funny story about a coffee shop last month.
Oh no, don't remind me. I went to this crowded cafe in Seattle. The line was so long and the menu looked like a thick book. When it was my turn, the barista asked so many questions and I just froze. I pointed at a random cup and got a drink I hated. It was so embarrassing.
We have all been there. Ordering food doesn't have to be scary. You only need one clear sentence. Don't say, give me a coffee. That can sound a bit rude.
Oh, what should I say instead?
Use the phrase, I'd like. It's short for I would like. It's polite and very common. Hi, I'd like a coffee, please.
I'd like a coffee, please. That sounds much better. And if I want a sandwich too?
Just use the word and to connect them. I'd like a coffee and a sandwich, please. And to finish your order, just say, that's all. This tells the worker you are finished.
I'd like a coffee and a sandwich, please. That's all. Wow, I feel more confident already.
That's the spirit. If you're enjoying this conversation, please take a second to hit the like button and subscribe. It really helps us create more lessons for you.
Yes, please subscribe. Now, Daniel, can we talk about the supermarket? I need to buy groceries for the week.
Perfect timing. My fridge is actually empty, only one sad apple left.
A sad apple? We definitely need a shopping list. I need eggs, milk, and maybe some meat.
Okay, let's look at some grammar for shopping. We use there is for one thing and there are for many things.
So there is an apple, but there are some eggs.
Spot on. And remember your articles, a, an, and the. Use a before consonants, like a banana. Use an before vowel sounds, like an orange.
Wait, what about the?
Use the when you are talking about a specific thing. If you're looking for the milk aisle, you'd ask, where is the milk?
Got it. What if I can't find something? I always get nervous asking for help.
Just say, "Excuse me, where can I find the rice?" Or, "Do you have any fresh bread?" People in supermarkets are usually very happy to help.
I'll try to smile first next time. That always helps, right?
It definitely does. Now, let's talk about pronunciation. This is where many people get stuck. Emma, try saying these two words, ship and sheep.
Ship, sheep. They sound almost the same to me.
They are minimal pairs, words that differ by only one sound. Ship has a short I sound like an it. Sheep has a long E sound like an eat.
Ship, sheep. Oh, I can hear it now. I don't want to say, I want to sheep here when I mean I want to ship this.
That would be a funny mistake. A great way to practice is shadowing. Listen to a native speaker and repeat exactly what they say, matching their rhythm and speed.
I've heard of that, like copying the music of the language.
Exactly. English is a stress-timed language. We stretch out important words and glide over small words. Instead of saying, "I want a cup of coffee," we say, "I'd like a cup of coffee."
I'd like a cup of coffee. That sounds much more natural.
It really does. Now, let's look at a common situation that makes everyone a little stressed, the doctor's office.
Oh, I hate going to the doctor, especially explaining my symptoms.
The word symptoms just means the signs that you're sick, like a fever, a cough, or a headache.
Last week, I had the worst morning. My head hurt and I felt, what's the word, when the room spins?
Dizzy, you felt dizzy. If you don't know the word for a body part, Emma, just point. Say it hurts here. The doctor will understand.
That is a great tip. I always worry I'll forget my English when I'm in pain.
Try writing your symptoms down before you go in. Write down how long you felt bad and how bad the pain is. It makes you feel much calmer.
I'm writing that down right now. Headache, 1 week, very bad at night. Now I'm ready.
Perfect. Now, Emma, let's switch gears. Imagine we are shopping for clothes. I'm looking at this blue jacket.
Oh, that jacket's nice, but is it more cheap?
Ah, another common trap. For short words like cheap, we add ER at the end. So we say cheaper.
So cheap becomes cheaper and small becomes smaller.
Correct. But for long words like expensive, we say more expensive. You don't say expensiver. That sounds funny.
Expensiver sounds like a cartoon. Okay, so this blue jacket is cheaper, but the black one is more expensive.
Excellent sentence. And what if it doesn't fit?
I'd ask, do you have this in a larger size? Or can I try it on?
Perfect. You are a natural. Before we finish, I have a quick challenge for our listeners. In the comments below, tell us what did you do yesterday? Use one irregular past tense verb. For example, I ate pizza or I went to the park.
Oh, I have one. I made a cake. It was delicious.
Great one, Emma. Viewers, we can't wait to read your stories.
Daniel, this was so much fun. I feel like I learned so much without even trying.
That is the goal. Let's do a quick review. Today we covered using I'm for introductions, adding an S for he and she in the present simple, ordering food politely with I'd like, please, using there is and there are at the supermarket, comparing clothes with cheaper and more expensive, and how to talk to your doctor.
We covered a lot. I'm going to practice my shadowing tonight.
Good idea. Consistency is key. Even 10 minutes a day makes a huge difference. Thank you so much for joining us today. You are doing great.
Yes, thank you, everyone. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
And tune in for our next lesson where we will talk about telephone English and how to make plans with friends.
Can't wait. See you later.
Goodbye.